And we're live. Hello all and welcome, and I'm the Realist Philosopher, and this is the Realist Philosopher Show. So how y'all doing today? Hope you're all doing good, fine, and well. Again, I wanted to apologize for starting the show so late. I work, and my work is not predictable. It depends on the time of year, but sometimes I'm working all day nonstop, and oftentimes I can barely find the time to get sleep before I have to go back to work. I like what I do, but this is the nature of what I do. So, content creation is not my job. It's amazing that I can find the time to do this show every day. It speaks to my commitment to it and my commitment to help you guys out there to better understand and cope with and deal with reality as it is, while you're getting all of these contrary messages coming at you from every other source out there nonstop all day. So I'm committed. I'm committed to doing as much as I possibly can to help those of you out there who need it. And if that means I have to put off a little sleep or shuffle things around, I will do so until I no longer can. And then that's just reality, right? Ah, boy. So anyway, before anything else, I wanted to first recommend that you follow me on BitChute, okay? Everything that's going on with YouTube right now, it seems highly unlikely that channels like mine will exist for very long. Seems like BitChute is the only alternative out there, or one of the very few, including Minds, although I don't find Minds, at least as a content producer, to be very user-friendly. But regardless, BitChute is a good alternative. I've signed up for Minds. Finding time to post on these multiple platforms is not so easy. I don't have the best upload capabilities, so, it can take half an hour to upload just one video. So, you're lucky I can post anything on BitChute. And I tried the other night, and I couldn't do it. There was a problem with BitChute. Big surprise. I'm posting on BitChute. I have more followers there than on YouTube, so if you can afford to find the time to go and sign up for BitChute, please follow me there. I'd really appreciate it. And also, I know a lot of you out there like to make excuses and don't think that making these shows is anything difficult, doesn't take any time. Actually, it's quite a pain for me. Again, I'm very busy. I have to take time out of my schedule. It's not that easy. I do it for you guys. I do it for the very few who donate to my show, but it's really not enough. So if some of you out there are not donating, but you can afford to do so, please consider going to therealistphilosopher.com/donate. That is therealistphilosopher.com/donate. There's multiple options for donations. TippyStream, which you can use PayPal to donate. I have 2 Patreon accounts, and I have a Subscribestar. And I'm thinking about getting a Bitcoin or crypto coin wallet of some kind. I have to look into that. So you have a number of different options. So you can't say, well, Realist Philosopher, I don't like Patreon. You need a different option. You have other options, okay? So there's no real excuses, all right? And if you're going to tell me you can't afford $1 a month, $5 a month, we both know that's not true, right? It just means you don't value my content very much if you can afford to donate, but don't. And by the way, to those of you who can't afford to donate, you can do other things as well. You don't have to donate in a monetary form. You can retweet content, you can repost, you can share. That in and of itself helps me reach more people, which is my goal, okay? So follow me on BitChute. Twitter would be good. I'd love to get above 300. It's amazing. Twitter, I think, is unsubscribing a lot of my subscribers or followers, whatever. I never seem to be able to get above 300. Or maybe people just follow and then they watch my content. They're like, oh, he's too provocative for me. I'm too much of a snowflake. I've been raised with such delicate sensibilities. I can't handle him. If you can't handle me, you definitely can't handle the real world, because I am like a mirror of it, baby. Damn. Coffee is kind of lukewarm. Let it sit there a little too long. Oh, well. All right. So, yeah. You'll find all the links in the description, as well as the link to my BitChute page and my website where you can donate. So, again, follow me on BitChute. I'm going to be trying to upload all my content there as well, even with the slower upload capability of BitChute than YouTube. All right, so let's get to this episode, which is crazy shit. Crazy shit. So for those of you who follow my content, know my crazy shit series and my stupid shit series. I haven't done an episode for the stupid shit series in a while. I'm going to have to do one next week. Essentially, my crazy shit series is for stories that are too nutty, too crazy on a scale of 1 to 10. They're like 8, 9s, and 10s. They're too nutty to fit in with the usual milquetoast level of crazy stuff that I talk about, which is just your average everyday social political commentary, which some of it is slightly crazy. But this is uber mega crazy shit. Super duper, I meant to say. What did I say, uber duper? What the fuck is uber duper? We know what super duper is, but what the fuck is uber duper? I guess it really doesn't matter. Both mean the same thing, really. So yeah, I take all those stories, and when I've compiled enough of them that are too crazy or too stupid to put into my regular Monday to Friday live stream, I talk about them all in one show. It's very entertaining, very funny. It's a nice change of pace from the often serious, sometimes demoralizing, depressing in many cases stories I have to cover. Give my 2 cents on. All right, so let's start. Let's start with something really dumb. Maybe this ought to be in the stupid shit. It's definitely stupid. I mean, it's definitely a 10 on a scale of 1 to 10, but it's also crazy. They can be both. They're not mutually exclusive. It can be crazy and stupid too. Listen to this dumb shit, this crazy shit. So, new Oregon bill would allow black people to sue folks. Well, who are these folks? Folks. You mean whitey? I think they mean white people. I never heard black people referred to as folks. They always seem to refer to white people as folks. It's interesting. So, yeah, they would be able to sue folks who make frivolous 911 calls with racist intent. How do you determine their intent? He's white, I'm black. His intention was racist. So you assume it automatically. I see. Oregon lawmakers approved a bill Monday aimed at preventing racially motivated calls to police. Cops are getting tired of shooting black people. I saw a video the other day of some dumb black guy who kept advancing on a cop. Maybe you've seen this. He's got this chain whip. I'm thinking I'm in a Dungeons and Dragons game or something. What the fuck is this? Who uses a chain whip? And he's swinging it around. And he's whacking the ground. I don't know if sparks are flying or not when he's doing that. I assume so. And the cop is telling him with his gun shaking, he's like a fucking shivering leaf in the wind. Stop! I don't have to shoot you. And the black guy's like, well, he's doing this with one hand, the other he's swinging the fucking chain. Come on, bitch, shoot me. It takes the guy forever to shoot him. I would have popped him right then. Okay. You want to keep advancing on me, you dummy? I'm going to shoot you. He's advancing on the cop with a weapon. And the cop don't shoot him. I'm shocked. He keeps backing up. And I'm thinking, how much road do you have behind you, pal? What happens when you hit an impediment? You're fucked. He backed up like a quarter mile. I'm not kidding. It took minutes and minutes. I thought he was going to run a marathon backwards. And eventually, he's like, okay, the guy's getting too close. And, the black man sped up his pace. Come on, bitch, shoot me. I was like, you got some low IQ, pal. You put Forrest Gump to shame. Even Forrest Gump would have been smart enough to put the fucking chain down. So he gets real close to the cop, and I guess the chain just barely misses the cop. So the cop's like, okay, pop. And the black guy's like, you shot me! Oh, he's so shocked. It's like, are you out of your mind? You're advancing on a cop, you dummy, with a weapon. Yeah, he's going to shoot you. I was just shocked that he took so long to shoot the guy. So cops are getting tired of these kind of occurrences. We don't want to have to deal with black people anymore. We got to stop all the 911 calls. Well, there's a good way. We'll scare the shit out of white people. We'll scare the shit out of anybody that sees a black person committing a crime. And that way, we don't have to look as bad in the mainstream media, who covers every single solitary story where a black man gets shot. And always say, oh, the poor black man, inferring that he did nothing wrong. Yeah. The black man swinging around a big fucking chain. Yeah, right. And of course, this is just meant to cut down on 911 calls in general. Yeah. The bill, which would allow victims of what? Being called, having 911 called on them. How does that make you a victim? Oh, right. They're black, so they're automatically all victims. They should be allowed to rape and pillage and kill. We just don't want to hear about it, so. Yeah. We want to make sure people don't call 911, because then we'll give the people who are the rapists and the murderers and the killers the ability to sue these people. Oh, but this is only in cases where the black person wasn't doing anything wrong. What if they're not doing anything wrong when the cops show up, but when the person called 911, they were? But the black person says that they weren't, which of course they would. What are you going to do then? Sue Whitey. Yeah, that is a great idea. Ay. This is so stupid. To sue if they've had the police call them for discriminatory reasons. How do you prove that? What do you have, a thought test? What is this? You can test their thoughts? You're white! You must be discriminating. So this received overwhelming approval from the state Senate. Wow, Oregon must have a big black population. They must be really trying to court the black vote. Passing on a 27-1 vote. 27-1? Is that how many Democrats there are as opposed to the one Republican? What the fuck? Must be a lot of rhinos in there. That's crazy. That's crazy! The House passed the legislation back in April. Representative Janelle Bynum, one of the bill's chief sponsors, said the measure is meant to shine a light on an issue African Americans have known for far too long. What's that? That you kill your own? Like 98% of deaths of black people are at the hands of other black people. You know that. But is that something you don't want us to know? You don't want us to know that? Too late. I've already seen the statistics. Yeah, this is more myth peddling. When you get the cops called on you just for existing out in public. Sophistry. Pure sophistry. It sends a clear message. You don't belong. Boy, you. Bynum told the outlet via email. Funny, I've never called the 911 on anybody just for existing. Yeah, I'm sure there's a lot of white people out there that see a black person walking down the street. Ooh, there's Blackie! Call 911! Make some shit up. We really want to make his life hard. All this legislation is doing is implying that white people are just randomly all over the place for no reason calling 911 just to make black people's lives difficult. Because, that's what we live for. We white supremacists. We feel strong and powerful like Rosie the Riveter. When we call the cops on Blackie. Yeah. That's what we live for. Don't you know? And that's the implication, of course. That's the implication of this fucking article, of this stupid law. Because there must be lots of white people calling the cops on Blackie for no good reason. Otherwise, you wouldn't need this law, right? Right. Just like that anti-lynching bill that Spartacus championed with the help of Juicy Smellit, who had the rope around his neck when the cops showed up to interview him. That should have been a red flag right there. He didn't take it off. I'm a showing. I need to keep the rope around my neck for drama's sake. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. We haven't had a lynching for about 70 years. Yeah. But I'm sure this is a real thing. I'm sure white people everywhere are just picking up the phone and calling 911 because, he black. Yeah. Come on. Why don't you just stir up some more racial enmity while you're at it, huh? Ensure that more black people kill white people because they hate us and think that we're trying to keep them down. The Associated Press reported that the bill is a joint measure by Bynum, the State House's sole black representative, of course, and two other black lawmakers. While the bill doesn't create criminal charges, it opens a pathway for people to sue the caller for up to $250 in damages. Ooh, that'll help those poor black people on Snap. Victims must also be able to prove the caller had racist intent. How? This just seems like a feel-good nonsense bill that's not going to serve any purpose, except to create more useless laws. How do you prove that? I don't know how you prove that. And that the police were called in an effort to purposely discriminate. You would need a mind reader. What, are they going to employ psychics? Like Jane in that show, The Mentalist. He wasn't really a psychic, by the way. By the way, if you've never seen that show, I recommend you watch it. That's a great fucking show, except for the last season. The last season sucked ass. But otherwise, it was good. So watch that show, The Mentalist. Go watch it online. You can watch it free. Excellent fucking show. Great TV. One of the last great TV shows to be produced until we got now all this fucking reality TV, which ain't reality, y'all. It's all fucking scripted bullshit. All right, so, yeah. Oh, they're bringing up the Starbucks bullshit. The legislation comes in response to a string of publicized incidents where white people dial police on black folks. Now you're trying to make it sound like you're including black people in your term folks, which we really know you only mean for whitey. Yeah, I'm not racist. It's the white people who I'm calling racists that's racists, even though none of this shit is happening. I think they's racist because I'm really racist. Yeah. For largely innocuous reasons, including barbecuing in the park and waiting for a friend at Starbucks. Okay, look, that whole I talked about this on my old Realist Philosopher podcast, all right, which you can see on SoundCloud. If you go to the link in the description, all 56, 58 episodes are there. This is bullshit. That was total bullshit. Those two dudes were there specifically to provoke a reaction by the manager. They had somebody filming in there. They wanted to get arrested so they could get on TV and get free publicity for whatever shitty business that they claimed to be meeting a client for, which, by the way, the client never showed up. Interesting. Yeah. And they bought nothing. Yeah. Oh, sure. I'm going to go into a service business that has a lot of traffic, and I'm going to sit down for an hour and a half and buy nothing and expect not to be asked to leave. And then I don't leave. And, well, you know, we got to respect your black privilege and let you sit there all fucking day. Yeah. Not call the cops on you. You can't call the cops on black people. That's essentially what they're saying. We suffered 1,000,000 years in slavery. So we now deserve to step on your motherfucking toes and sit in your Starbucks and use your restrooms even though we didn't buy anything. Yeah, okay. Okay, yeah. But white people have privilege. Yeah. I can't do that. Somebody called the cops on me and I did that. People will be saying, look at him. His white privilege, thinking he can sit there all day and not order anything. Oh, I'd love to be white. Really? I got arrested. Meanwhile, if you're black, you get to be on the Today Show and get to be portrayed as a victim. Ooh, and get lots of money in appearance fees and get free advertising for your shitty business. A business, by the way, that you can run with a fucking rat nest on your fucking head. A rat's nest. You ever have a comb? I love it. But it's ethnic. It's natural hair. It's my race hair. I've got hair just like that if I don't comb it. So by your logic, essentially, I can let my hair grow out and I don't have to comb it, and I would look like Colin Kaepernick, that faux black man. Yeah, he's black. He's about as black as me. And can have this big, giant, unkept fro, but it's okay. It's okay because it's natural, right? No, you's white. You don't have black privilege. You don't have the privilege of having anything connected to your race in regards to your clothing or your hairdo. You have no racial hair. It's so crazy. All right, so anyway, yeah. The story goes on to say, okay. It's just bizarre. Who's she? Bynum drafted the legislation after she found herself on the receiving end of such a call. Well, I'm sure off of your anecdotal evidence that this is happening everywhere, right? I'm going to move on. This is so dumb. This is so dumb. It should have been on my dumb shit, stupid shit podcast. Oh, well. Yeah. Black people have all these privileges, and now they have the privilege of not having to have the cops called on them if they're doing something. Well, we just showed up for this call, and them black people ain't doing nothing. But they were officers. They were doing this and that and this. Well, we don't see it now, so they can sue you. You want to sue these white people? Yeah! $250! It's not much money, really. I wouldn't go through the trouble, but, you know, a lot of these black people haven't seen cash outside of government benefits their whole life, so In their minds, it's probably earned money if they actually have to do something. I want to feel some pride in earning my own money for once. I'm going to sue these white crackers. And they get paid $250. They feel the pride of having to work for the first time in their life. Maybe it's a good thing. Maybe this would get them off their asses. have to actually engage with the world and the system and do some work and find a lawyer or maybe do it pro bono themselves and sue and feel the pride of a hard day's work, which will rapidly disappear once they get the money. And then they'll just go back to watching Oprah and Dr. Phil at home as they suck off the teat of the rest of us. All right, I'm going to move on. Spent too long on that already. All right, next kooky story. Oh, this is just pure comedy gold. Comedy gold, crazy gold. Baby died after mom took him to a nightclub and get this, get this, drunkenly fell asleep on top of him. Woo! Holy shit. So mom got drunk. Okay, first of all, how are you able to take a baby into a nightclub? Aren't there bouncers and shit? Don't they have those big burly fucking dudes at the door with the little fucking click counter that tells them they're not over regs? We got 260. Can't have any more people in here. It's a fire hazard. I thought these guys were responsible. Some broad is able to get in with a kid? How? Would she smuggle him in under her fucking coat? I mean, you look at the way the broad was dressed. I don't think she had a coat. How'd she get the kid in? How? Did she stuff him up under her bustier? Pretend he was part of her breasts? Maybe. The guy fucking working the door is like, oh, holy shit, this chick has the biggest cans I've ever seen. Let her in. Those cans are her baby. She's got a super duper wonder bra meant for holding babies. I can imagine this becoming a thing. Single moms, you want to go out on the town and catch yourself a beau so you don't have to work 3 jobs. You can get off to that welfare cheddar, or you can have a man take care of you. We have the baby bra. It's a wonder baby bra. You can put your baby in there and it looks like your breasts is. Your breast is. And you can get into any club. And it also comes with some nice knockout agent for your baby. Put X amount of drops into his bottle. Probably he, because, I can imagine mothers doing this to their daughter. Put X amount of drops into the baby's bottle based on the baby's weight, and he'll be knocked out for hours. He'll just look like your tits. And you'll be even more likely to get yourself a sucker. Cheers, ladies. Baby wonder bra. Yeah, she probably smuggled the baby in her fucking bustier. Oh, my God. So a mother has been jailed after 4-week-old baby. 4-week-old. Oh, yeah, died. 4 weeks? I gotta get that to find myself a man. I can't support myself alone. Why'd you have a kid? He had nice tattoos and a six-pack. Oh! After she drunkenly fell asleep on top of him, having taken him clubbing for the night. What? How do you take a baby clubbing? That's plural. You mean that's an active now? Oh, my, how? Clubbing. As in multiple clubs? Holy shit. Marina Tilby, 26, oh jeez, was sentenced to 2 years and 4 months. 2 years? For killing her kid. Wow, that bargain basement rate for boys, I guess. She'd pay a high price if it was a girl. After a judge branded the incident as a dreadful case of maternal selfishness. You think? The mother was seen repeatedly throwing and catching her son. Wait, what? She was seen repeatedly throwing and catching her son Darian Tilby with her sister in New Quay, Mid Wales. There you go. There you go. Evil, poisonous feminism. See, this is the problem with feminism, okay? It teaches that men are evil, and this informs all of your actions, okay? So you have a boy, you have a baby, you're going to treat him like he's evil. You're going to treat him with less regard. I mean, throwing the baby? What about shaking baby syndrome? You're tossing the kid through the fucking air? You tell me that's not going to do some whipping shit with his head? When a problem comes along, you can whip it. Watch it! Throw your fucking baby! That'll really whip it. You'll get brain damage. Tilby was so drunk her sister, who had stayed at the caravan, couldn't wake her up for 1 hour and 15 minutes while baby Darian was stuck underneath her, apparently. What the fuck? The baby was taken to Bronglas Hospital where he later died. They need to put this woman under the prison, not in it. Swansea Crown Court heard how the baby boy had been found unresponsive with blood in his mouth. Blood in his mouth? So either lying on top of him, she wouldn't have done this to a daughter. Well, there's no teeth to grind into the back of the lip to create blood. So I guess she crushed the baby, and then blood gurgled up into its mouth. Oh, my God. Prosecutor Catherine Richards said Tilby had drunkenly fallen asleep on top of her child, who then suffered a heart attack. Oh, my God. Marina Tilby, the mother, was so drunk. No shit. Medical evidence could not prove her rolling on top of him contributed to his death. Yeah, I'm sure it had nothing to do with it. I'm sure babies have heart attacks all the time. You know, at the ripe old age of 4, they've got lots and lots of nasty, nasty cholesterol, right? Even though all they're eating is fucking breast milk, which I'm sure she can't be bothered to pump or feed the kids, so she's probably feeding it cow milk or fucking formula, you cunt. Nor could it rule out he may have suffered sudden infant death syndrome. That's bullshit. I fell asleep on top of a 1-month-old baby, but I don't know how he died. Really? Really? Ay. Judge Paul Thomas criticized Tilby for the deliberate neglect of her child. They were throwing the baby. Who throws a baby? It's not a Nerf ball, you dumb bitch. It's a baby. Oh, I'm going to bounce this basketball. Oh, it's my baby. Well, that explains why it's not bouncing. What? Oh, my God. She took a catastrophic set of actions in deciding to go out that night and continue to drink. How do you get into a club with a baby? What bar, what club, what nightclub lets a woman in with a baby? Let's get a look at this broad. Let's see how good looking she is, okay? That she can get away with this stuff. I want to take a look. How about you? Let's see. Killer Mom 1. Hey, let's get a look at this broad. She better be so fucking hot that my eyeballs almost pop out of my fucking head looking at her. She looks used. She's old. She looks old. She's 26. Really? She looks like she's been drinking since she was 3. She was probably drinking in the womb. Mom was probably throwing back a few. I'm amazed she don't have fetal alcohol syndrome. She looks like she's been drinking since birth. Holy shit. She's old, worn, tired looking. Is that the club? Or is that the courthouse? What is that? What building is that? Is that the courthouse? I don't know. It doesn't look like a club. It's probably the courthouse. All right, let's see another picture. She's a good-looking broad. Not that great. She's maybe a 7. She ain't an 8, 9, or a 10, though. But then again, if you've seen UK women, most of them are slags. Big, fat, disgusting guts hanging over their belts. If they even wear a belt, if they can find one to fit around their non-waists. Blobs. I guess in the UK, where the majority of women are big fat pigs, 7s are at a premium. Yeah, it really ups the marketplace value of the broads that are not big fat Jabba the Hutt looking motherfuckers. I guess. So she got into the club because of her decent looks with a baby. Can you imagine that conversation? Oh, we're almost at capacity, miss. I don't know. I can let you in with that baby. Please? Oh, okay. Fucking ridiculous. The guy working the door should be fired. He should be fucking fired. You're letting women in there. You got to be 21 or older to get in. What about my baby? Well, just don't give him any liquor, and it's fine. Really? I think something's wrong in the UK. I think women have a wee bit too much power and influence in the UK. If you got broads getting into fucking nightclubs with babies and tossing them around like fucking baseballs and falling asleep on them, it's crazy. What does she do when she feeds the baby? I gotta breastfeed my baby. Oh, wait, I'm drunk. Might be bad for the baby to drink breast milk laced with alcohol. I doubt she thought of that. 2 years? Man, it's crazy. He's crazy. 2 years in jail for killing her kid. The judge said, it's a mother's responsibility, a mother's duty, and her natural instinct to put the care and safety of her 4-week-old child above all else. Natural instinct. For most, well, no, feminism's kind of, destroyed that to a large degree, especially if it's a boy child. And, I get the feeling this broad's a psychopath. I do. I get the feeling she's suffering from psychopathy. I do. Who throws a baby? You don't play catch with babies. And it was her sister. Her sister was playing catch with the baby with her. That makes sense. Both sisters are psychos. There you go. Crazy. All right. You showed deliberate disregard for the welfare of your son. Nah, really, Judge? Tell us something else that's patently obvious. You pinhead, who gave her 2 years, 'cause she's good looking. Cocksucker. She's the cocksucker, probably fucking polished his knob in chambers. I wouldn't be surprised to find out that a lot of these UK judges get a lot of sex from a lot of these broads, okay? In return for a favorable sentence. And those of you thinking, well, at least she got jail time. It's not all that favorable for killing her son. Well, this is the same feminist movement. The same feminist movement that wants to abort kids who are outside the womb and have been born. So, yeah, okay. This guy's probably a leftist, male feminist, shill, useful idiot moron. So, okay, he doesn't have that high a regard for the baby. Only 4 weeks old. I'm in favor of killing babies that are 2 minutes old. So, not that big a deal. 2 years. Idiot. Activist, moron, judge. Okay, let's move on. I gotta move on. It's a crazy story, but it's kind of demoralizing, really, and depressing. I can only make so many jokes. All right, so next story. This is just crazy and stupid and funny and hilarious. You ladies need to get a life. PETA. Next story is about PETA. You know PETA? That organization of nut jobs who says they're for protecting the lives of animals, which human beings are as well, and then they run around killing human beings and firebombing shit and killing human beings to protect dumb animals. It's wrong to kill chickens, so I'm going to kill you, human, animal. Brilliant logic. Vegan activists hold bloodied, shorn sheep during protest against wool. Oh, wait till you see this. This is a perfect 2 wrongs makes a right. This is great. Let me see. Sheep ladies won. So instead of old cat ladies, now we got young sheep ladies. This is great. Okay, look at these broads. Yeah, the one on the right looks kind of dumpy. She'll never get a man. But the one on the left ain't too bad. I can see the beginnings of a muffin top there, but she's okay, I guess. Well, maybe she was before she found feminism. Sheep suffer. Ditch wool. Why? I like wool. My blanket behind me is wool. It's quite warm. It's very comfortable. Why would I ditch wool? What are you talking about? Sheep kicked and beaten for wool. They're not kicked and beaten for wool. They just shave them. And not the way you do. Look at that. That's a real sheep she's holding. It's alive. And it's all fucked up. Look at it. They fucked up a sheep to make a point. Well, we're against making animals suffer, so let's make this sheep suffer by fucking it up to make a bigger, better point. Yeah. The ends justify the means, don't you know? The first thing they teach you as a good leftist, shill, idiot, moron, useful idiot. Yeah. The ends justify the means. Okay, we can do evil to fight evil. Yeah. Yeah. Even when there's no threat of any kind, existential or otherwise, to us. Yeah, okay. Look at that sheep. It's all fucked up. I've seen sheep shorn. They don't look like that. They just look like a bald dude. They just look like some dude who shaved his head. And not even like that, because shaving your head, you use a razor and shit. That could result in some abrasion. They use electric clippers. They look at all that patchy shit and they fucked up. It looks like they dragged that fucking sheep on a chain behind a truck for about 3 miles. What the fuck? Let's fuck this sheep up. to make a point. God. Okay, so vegan activists hold bloodied shorn sheep during protest against wool. Yeah, right. Because you got nothing else to do, right? Do you have jobs, ladies? Why don't you have children? I love this. Why don't you have some kids? And then show some concern for those fucking kids. Because let me tell you something. There's a hell of a lot worse being done to people in the world. It's great. I will not be an activist for human animals, but I will be an activist to help a dumb animal. Yeah, okay. By the way, generally speaking, they don't treat these sheep that get shorn and used for their wool badly. It can affect the quality of the wool if they treat them badly. It can affect the production, how much wool they produce. No. These sheep are their cash cows, so to speak. They're not cows, of course, but you know the saying. Yeah. They treat them very well. They feed them. They give them a roof. They're not kicking them around like footballs, like this lady in the last story who was throwing her kid around like a fucking football. I don't see you protesting that. Hey, was your boy, child. We don't care about that, but we care about sheep. You know, they're feminists too, of course. People might have copped more than just a high price tag walking through Sydney's Pitt Street Mall. Australia, of course. It's always one of these top 5 feminist countries that I'm always talking about. Fucking UK, Australia, Germany, Sweden. Yeah. It's always one of them motherfuckers. Canada. Oh, did I already mention Canada? Anyway, yeah. It's always one of these places you hear these wacky stories. The UK. Yeah. 2 women mocked up to look like they had been assaulted. Where'd they get the blood? Probably from the sheep they fucked up. Let's bloody them up. Bloody up that sheep. You got some brass knuckles? Yeah. These are the same PETA that have euthanizing centers, euthanizing rooms in most of their headquarters for killing animals. We need to put these poor souls out of their misery. They found one PETA place with like 2,000 dead dogs. Frozen in a freezer or some shit. Gigantic freezer. Like hundreds, if not thousands, of dead dog bodies. What were they going to do? Eat them? It's nuts. These people are out of their minds. Yeah. So they stood with signs that explained how sheep are often kicked and beaten during the shearing process. Mm-hmm. Kids are often kicked and beaten during the raising of a child process. Why don't you go out and protest that? No! We hate humanity! We hate what we are! We empathize more with animals! Yeah. Way to go, feminism. Way to go. You're creating sheep ladies now. Not just cat ladies. Woo! I don't get this. By the way, on an aside, I keep seeing all these videos online of all these pathetic, lonely spinster broads with squirrels and fucking raccoons as pets and other weird shit. And they're talking about how they love their fucking animals. I love my Jody. I love my peekaboo, whatever the fuck they name their squirrel. It's like, hey, lady, why don't you have a fucking kid? Talking about how much work it is. I was up every hour feeding this little thing for weeks. Why don't you have a fucking baby? You don't have to feed a baby every hour. Raising the human child would be less work than raising the freaking squirrel. But apparently, you would rather raise a fucking squirrel and not have to deal with a man because feminism told you that men are evil and toxic and will oppress you. You'd rather deal with a fucking squirrel than a human, which will give your life far more meaning. Yeah, she's gonna coo and caw and cuddle the fucking squirrel baby. Meanwhile, you can actually give your life some real meaning instead of this artificial fucking meaning you're getting from a goddamn motherfucking squirrel that's gonna live like 3 fucking years and give you 0 grandkids, you moron. She pisses me off. So, to add an extra punch to the protesters, the demonstrators held a fake animal that looked like the semi-skinned sheep. Is that fake? It looks real. Who said it's fake? That's real. Look at the sheep's nose. It's sniffing the sign. That's not a fake sheep. I think the person that wrote this article is sympathetic to these women and doesn't want to portray them as hypocrites, or is just stupid and can't look at a picture and say, hey, that thing's moving. It's sniffing the fucking woman beside the one that says sheep suffered ditch wool who's holding the real baby sheep that's sniffing the fucking lady next to her. It's clearly a real sheep. We want these women to look more sympathetic. They don't look so sympathetic. Holding a real baby sheep they fucked up, probably with brass knuckles, and drug it behind their car. Good Lord. In a press release, PETA, People for the Ethical Treatment of Animals. Yeah, God forbid that we be activists for the ethical treatment of human beings. Oh, no! And if we actually treated all human beings ethically, we might produce more human beings who will then treat animals ethically. No! Can't do that. As cold weather hits Australia, PETA supporters have staged a thought-provoking protest in a Sydney shopping mall, urging shoppers to reconsider buying wool this winter. Yeah. Because it's a great insulator. And it keeps you warm. By the way, this is great. These stupid idiots. Do they understand that the reason these sheep exist in the first place is to create wool? Oh, well, yes, these sheep existing, this wool industry existing, means that some animals will suffer. So your idea is to destroy the wool industry, have no demand for wool, and then you'll have no sheep for the purpose of creating wool. So some animals, a small percentage of them suffer, as opposed to none of them ever existing in the first place, you fucking morons! Idiots! Oh, it didn't occur to me, I bet. You're a moron! You're both morons! Looking beaten and bruised and cradling a shorn sheep. Again, they don't look like that when they're shorn. The protesters held the demonstration after PETA and their affiliates released multiple videos exposing the wool industry around the world, including in Australia, which showed shearers punching sheep in the face, stamping and standing on their heads and necks, and beating and jabbing them with electric clippers. What do you want me to say? That I'm for animals being treated like crap? I'm not. I don't want people to suffer. I don't want animals to suffer. I don't want anybody or anything to suffer. That said, what am I going to do? Freeze to death? Ban, if I was the grand poobah leader of the world, ban all sheep shearing and wool production. Do you know it gets used in the insulation of wools now, too, that it's one of the best insulators in the world, period? What am I going to do, ban that? Then a lot of human beings die. That'd be great. Yeah, great. Let's ban wool. And a lot of people freeze to death, right? Well, it's the price we pay. Human lives are not worth the lives of sheep, don't you know? Dopey broads. Oh, God. Eyewitness investigations also have documented that lambs are deliberately mutilated. And, well, this is a totally different matter. Now they're changing the argument, shifting the goalpost. Lambs. Now you're talking about the slaughtering of lambs. Okay, for lamb meat. That's a totally different subject. Has nothing to do with the sheep shearing industry, which, by the way, is best served by those animals surviving for as long as possible and producing as much fucking wool as possible. Well, let's shift the goalpost. Yeah, let's shift the goalpost to get you outraged, and then we'll try to conflate the two, and then we'll get your outrage about the lambs being killed, and we'll get you to feel that about shearing sheep, too. Yeah. Lovely leftist tactics. They're very good at manipulating people's emotions. They're not too good at critical thinking, though. That's my forte, bitches. So, eyewitness investigators have also documented lambs are mutilated. Yeah, they're food. And left with bloody open wounds on their backsides. Their ears are hole punched. Their tails are chopped off. And males are castrated, all without any pain relief. Okay, so now they're talking about the treatment of baby lambs in regards to lambs that are going to grow up to be used for production of wool. Again, what do you want me to do? There's injustice in the world, okay? I understand this. It's wrong. I reject it. I denounce it. Yeah, and? What does that mean? I want to shut down all wool production? Watch a bunch of poor people who the best they can afford is a wool jacket, and that's a luxury to them. But that's the best they can afford, and they die. Whoa! You know, we're poor. We live in a fucking shanty shack. The only thing that keeps me alive is a wool jacket. Now I die. I can't afford that nice Gore-Tex from Northern Face with that nice, expensive, artificial insulation. It's better than wool. Oh, no, I can't afford the $1,000 jacket that you pinhead elites can afford that allows you to get out there and protest on the fucking street because you really live a fucking pampered life. This is great. Idiots. Idiots! We don't care about people. We care more about sheep. Yeah, we know. We go to your house. We see the turtles and the fucking cats. No boyfriend, though. No husband. No kids. Oh, boy. This is one of many protests by animal welfare and vegan activist groups in Australia over the past few months, with another organization storming McDonald's. McDonald's? What's your problem with McDonald's? I love McDonald's. They got this new burger now that's a double cheeseburger with 2 big fat pieces of sausage on it. It's called I forget what it's called. It's the sausage bacon double cheeseburger. That's fucking good, baby. That's some good shit. What do you got a problem with McDonald's for? They stormed McDonald's last year to dump a dead pig carcass on the counter. Get a life. Have some fucking kids. You got all this energy to fucking find a dead fucking pig carcass, to drag it to McDonald's, slap it down on the fucking counter. Why don't you put that energy into fucking producing the next generation of humans and teach them to respect and love animals and not treat them badly? And thereby we'll have a new generation of humans who will not treat animals badly. You've solved the problem. You've saved the fucking world, you scumbag idiot morons. Oh, but no. No. I'm going to advocate the full-grown, fully cooked people to be better people. I'm not going to produce the next generation of people. Yeah. Can't do anything that has any real meaning and will give my life meaning. Oh, no. You morons. Yeah. Because you're really going to make a point that way, right? I'm sure the guy that owns that McDonald's, the franchise owner, is going to just shut down and stop buying pork from McDonald's headquarters. Yeah. I'm sure he'll stop serving pig meat. You couldn't possibly have more effect on the world by raising the next generation of humans. Oh, no. Gotta run around and be a useful idiot activist and waste my fucking life. But it seems like this latest demonstration has hit a nerve with wool farmers. Shearer and rural photographer James Brazel told news.com.australia, it's unfair to tarnish a whole industry with the same brush. You know, all they did was practice confirmation bias, right? They went out looking for trouble. They went out looking for animals being treated badly. Well, if you go looking for something, you're going to find it. You ever heard the saying? If you go looking for trouble, you're very likely to find it? Yeah! That doesn't mean this shit's happening often. If you're going to look for it, you're going to find it. I mean, unless we're talking about aliens and ghosts and shit. It's just confirmation bias. That doesn't mean that the system, that the sheep shearing industry is ripe with corruption and abuse of animals. No. You just went looking for cases that confirmed your already existing biases. Yeah. And validated your existence as an activist. Yeah. Oh boy. Yeah. The guy, James Brazel, who represents, he's speaking anyway on behalf of shearers of sheep, says, once again, it shows their lack of education on a topic they supposedly feel so strongly about. The sheep they're holding doesn't even look like a sheep. And it's got me beat how you could even rip skin off a sheep like the dummy they're holding shows. Is that a dummy? I don't think it looks real. I don't know. It looked like it was smelling the broad next to her. Maybe I'm wrong. Regardless. They don't look like that when they're sheared, okay? Again, they just look like a bald dude or a chicken with its feathers pulled out. That's simply not an accurate portrayal of a shorn sheep. Well, of course it's not. Of course it's not. Mr. Brazil reckons these PETA activists believe what happens at one or two farms seen in their own organization's video, which they, in a confirmation bias manner, went out to find, must happen everywhere. Well, of course, because they're leftists, and leftists are collectivists. And when they see one, that's got to represent everything, because there's no such thing as an individual existing as an individual. It's all connected and is one collective, don't you know? Like the Borg hive mind, because that's the way they think. So they can't imagine anything else being any different. So anyway, Mr. Brazil reckons these PETA activists are, well, nuts. Not very well educated. He's encouraged people who are skeptical about the whole issue to go to a farm and look at both sides of the debate to see whether PETA's claims really stack up. Vegan activism is certainly on the rise in Australia, because nihilism is on the rise as well. And feminism is on the rise, regardless of how many women identify as feminists. Well, yeah, you hear people like Milo Yiannopoulos and all that talking about how few women identify as feminists. That's only because they know that men don't like feminism and know what feminism is really about. Female superiority, not about equality. So they say, yeah, I'm not a feminist. But they really are. They really, really are. So, yeah. You know, veganism is on the rise. Activism is on the rise because people are searching. They're looking to find meaning in their lives. They have meaningless lives, you know. For most people, the stock meaning was found in getting together with somebody, marrying them, having a family, creating a stable household, and churning out the next generation of humans. For the majority of people, that's what gives their lives meaning. Yeah, you have a few rare outliers, but on average, that's what gives life meaning. People aren't doing that anymore. So, yeah. Activism is on the rise as people run around looking for meaning in their nihilistic existences. Well, no, it's right there. Have kids. Stop hauling around what looks like fucking dead little sheep that look like it got dragged behind a truck on a chain to give your life meaning. Find some actual meaning. No, I can't trust men. Men can't be trusted. They're not reliable. They'll fuck me over. Okay, you idiot. However, state and federal governments have been quick to shut down illegal trespass protests to ensure farmers aren't harassed. That's a lie. That's a lie. I saw a video of a bunch of, I think it was on Australia, activists just brigading this poor guy's farm again and again and again and stealing his sheep, and the cops did nothing. That's a total lie. Things are out of control in Australia. Out of control. Do not believe what the mainstream media in Australia tells you. They bow down and cater to the lefties. Because they're lefties too. And they're run by lefties. The fucking government and the police, that is. They run just about everything. All right, next crazy story. Boy, that sheep looked real, though. Let me check that picture again. It looks real. I don't know. That's a pretty good... Yeah, well, I mean, I'm not getting that close up a look. Let's blow it up some, okay? Let's see. Let me get a close look here. I'm gonna blow it up a bit. You're not gonna see my face for a few seconds here. Okay, let me see. I don't know. I'm no expert on sheep though. The guy that was representing the shearers, he was like, "That don't even look like a real sheep." So I guess he knows better than I do. Huh. Well, okay, maybe it's fake. I don't know. Can you imagine how much time it took to make that fake little sheep? Again, could have put that time into cuddling and cooing and cawing and feeding your baby and playing with your baby. No! Babies are oppression. They shackle me to a man who will then oppress me. Okay. Yeah. So you're reduced to essentially, this. That's crazy. You're reduced to having to make fake baby sheep and going out and smearing blood on yourself and look like an idiot. Protesting nonsense to give your life meaning. Okay. All right, next kooky, crazy story. Now this, I heard about this, I think on the weekend, but I didn't talk about it during the week because it's crazy. I wanted to throw it into my crazy shit story. This is cuckoo. Listen to this. Justin Bieber has bizarrely challenged Tom Cruise to a fight with a post on Twitter on Sunday. So for those of you who don't know who Justin Bieber is, because, you know, he hasn't been a somebody in at least 5 years, and even then nobody liked him, except some dopey teenage girls. Well, this dummy seems to have retired off of the millions he made from the wet moistness between these young teenage girls' thighs to become a married man to some dopey-looking skinny broad who maybe rates as a 7 at best, if you ask me. And now, she seems to have driven him out of his fucking mind. If you've seen any of the pictures of them out in public, him and his wife, she seems to be driving him nutso at every turn. It appears to have driven him full wackadoo because he's challenging Tom Cruise to a fight. Why? Isn't Tom Cruise like 80? I don't know. He's old. He's like 60 almost, isn't he? I mean, he looks pretty good for a fucking older guy, but the hell are you challenging Tom Cruise to a fight for? I don't understand. What's going on with you, man? What's going on with your brain, if you have one? Why? Well, I don't get this. What's the point? Sorry, there's a little fucking gnat flying around here. I don't know how they're getting in. All right, so much to the confusion of his 106 million followers on social media. 106 million? Justin tweeted, I want to challenge Tom Cruise to a fight in the octagon. Notice I'm affecting what might be considered a dopey, dumb, 80 IQ redneck accent. Tom, if you don't take this fight, you're scared and you'll never live it down. What is this? what? Is Tom Cruise even a fighter? I mean, aside from the stuff he does in his movies, he's not a professional fighter. He's an actor. He acts like he's a fighter. He plays make-believe on TV and movies. Well, not TV, but movies that then maybe sometimes show up on TV. What? What's wrong with you, boy? Isn't this the same idiot that pissed into a mop bucket in a club and it got put on social media? Oh, yeah. He concluded his post by tagging Dana White. What, is he running out of money? Is this a publicity stunt to make money? Has his new wife spent all his money already? Didn't he have like a bunch of money? $100 million or something? An ungodly amount of money? By the way, the broad he married, you could tell she's a gold digger. That's probably what it is. She spent all his money and now he needs more money. He tagged Dana White, the head of the UFC, writing, who is willing to put on the fight? Okay. White has yet to respond to Justin's request. Who's willing to put on the fight? What fight? Wouldn't Tom Cruise have to agree to this? I doubt he's even going to reply to this dopey shit. Why would... He's 56. He's 56 years old. He's older than me. Why would he want to fight you at 25? This is retarded. What's in it for him? We know what's in it for you. More money for your spendy wife, your spendthrifty wife. She likes to spend all your money. We know what's in it for you, poor boy. She can leave his ass soon. If the money ain't all gone, it's almost gone, right? White has yet to respond to Justin's request. However, UFC fighter Conor McGregor has already stepped in and offered up his services. Isn't he retired now? He's like a has-been. But isn't he rich too? I guess, like many fighters, he's not good with his money. So maybe he's burned through most of his cash too. Yeah. And he's retired, so he's got a lot of time in his hands. I don't think he has kids either. So I got to find me some meanings in my life. I got to do something worthwhile before I die of Parkinson's or something from all the head blows I took. Is it the way you're talking isn't evidence enough that you've taken some major blows to your head and your IQ? I need to train Tom Cruise or Justin Bieber's in House to Fight. Yeah, Conor McGregor chiming in. Get the fuck out of here. If Tom Cruise is man enough to accept his challenge, McGregor Sports and Entertainment will host a bout. Oh, I see. So he's trying to take the load of money he made working for the UFC and later fighting that, what was his name, that boxer who never has been beaten? Who he fought, who was over the hill? And still got his ass beat. Conor McGregor, that is. He made a bunch of money there, too. I guess he's trying to invest that money now and actually starting up his own mixed martial arts franchise. Interesting. While the Sorry Stars tweet raised some eyebrows, sources close to the singer told The Blast that he doesn't actually want to fight Tom himself. He was just having a little fun on social media. So odd. Something's wrong. Have you seen him, by the way? I mean, he looks really, really haggard and worn, and he's got this bedraggled fucking facial hair growing out. Not like, a few days growth like me, but like long fucking Fu Manchu mustaches you could twist. I can't shave. I'm too depressed. She won't stop spending my money. Oh, boy. Maybe if I challenge Tom Cruise to a fight, somebody will give me a job. Oh, that's great. Many pointed out the age difference between 25-year-old Justin and 56-year-old Tom, with one person on Twitter writing, Tom Cruise is almost 60. Were there no 80-year-olds you could pick a fight with? And by the way, he'd still kick your ass. Another pointed out that if Justin's tweet was a publicity bit, it failed, tweeting, "The best part about this is that Tom Cruise is the one trending and not Justin Bieber. That's gotta sting." Tom has yet to publicly respond to Justin's fight request. He's not going to respond. You're a nobody, Justin. You know, I have 106 million followers on social media, making me all of $5. $5 a day. $0. Is he making any money on social media? Do you make money on social media? Can you, like, I guess you could post videos and such, advertising stuff. Is that how those Instagram thoughts make money? What do they put, how do those Instagram broads make money? How do you make money on Instagram? I keep hearing about all these women, these Instagram models. How does that work? Do they, like, advertise shit to their followers? I don't know. Anyway, maybe Justin's trying to become an Instagram thought. Good luck with that. That might be his future after his wife spends every dime he has and then gets his house when she divorces him. And the Lamborghini. Multiple Lamborghinis. Oh, boy. I see this Justin Bieber going bankrupt real soon, okay? Oh, this is so crazy. Well, that's the whole point. This is crazy shit, right? Crazy shit. Crazy shit. We have one more story. The show's been on an hour and 1 minute now, but I think I'll cover this story. Now, this story isn't as crazy as the others by itself, but the fact that the media would even cover this is crazy. This is crazy. I think it's crazy that this is even talked about. Listen to this. "I wanted to bawl my eyes out," says teen camp counselor fired for, get this, being gay. How is this news? How is this news? Next story. Boy delivers papers. Where's the news? This is crazy. The story's crazy, too. It's not like uber crazy. But the fact they were combining the story with the fact that this even made it into the news makes it on my crazy shit list. So, Bellingham, Washington. A Washington teen is upset after being fired from a job as a Christian camp counselor because he's gay. Yeah, because there's a lot of gay Christians out there, even though the Bible says stone them to death. Well, I'm a literal follower of the Bible. Does that mean you don't like gays? Yeah. How about this kid? Says he's a gay teen. I don't believe in that. You can't work for me. No freedom of association anymore, though. Gotta bake lesbo cakes, even if you're a Christian baker. And also, well, in this case, no. You actually were allowed to discriminate in this case. Otherwise, this kid would have sued, of course. Because he's a victim. Oh, yeah. Big fat pant load. We'll take a look at this kid in a second. All right, so Jace Taylor said he wasn't comfortable in his own skin at first. I don't know what that means. Not comfortable in your own skin. What does that mean? You mean your psyche is at odds with your gender? Yeah. You know he suffered some kind of trauma as a kid. I don't believe in this gay stuff. Gay? You're not born gay. Some weird shit happens to you when you're a kid. People still don't understand how impressionable kids are. It could be something as simple as exposing them to a picture or a TV show or a tranny or whatever. They could see something and boom. They're steered off course and they become gay. Kids are so impressionable, people do not fucking know. It doesn't take much to send them down the wrong path. For a very long time, I was struggling with it, Taylor said. Then last year, I finally came out with the support of my family. Well, good for you. I wonder if your family likes the fact that they'll never be grandparents. Your brothers and sisters will never be aunts and uncles of your kids. Too bad. I like butt. Women have butts. You can't like women butt? I guess not. So, but now he said another kind of family turned their backs on him because of his sexuality. What family is that? I think I know. I was terminated, soy boy, based on my sexual orientation, which was found out over social media. Taylor said, what? Why are you talking about it on social media? Right, because these gay people, these homos, this is how they find meaning in their lives. They invest all of their identity sense of self in their sexuality. Yeah. That's my ready-made meaning in life. Being gay. Won't have kids or be a father or grandfather. I'll just have a lot of gay sex. Where's the lube? Okay. Yeah, he told me that we don't support homosexuality and it's against the Bible, he said. Who's he? It doesn't say who the he is they're talking about. I assume it's the person running the camp. What a poorly run story. What a poorly written story. Okay. So anyway, last month Taylor said he was fired by the first to be a FIR Creek camp counselor starting this weekend. FIR Creek? What? At first I wanted to bawl my eyes out because all my life I've wanted to work as a Fir Creek camp counselor. Yeah, 18-year-old young gay man wanted to work around a bunch of young boys all his life. I'll let you draw your own conclusions. And I wanted to make an impact. The number of jokes I could make at that statement alone are so numerous. Impact, pack it. Pack that fudge. No, okay, I'm not going to go there. All right, so in their lives like they did when I was younger. I'm not going to go there. This is too easy. This kid's making it too easy for me. Okay. Taylor said the FIRS, a Christian nonprofit organization, had a big impact in his life growing up. Yeah, I bet your priest, I bet your pastor, I bet your spiritual advisor had a huge impact on your life, son. Yeah, I bet. They made me feel loved. They made me feel accepted, especially by God and Christ. Yeah. Because the priest that's giving it to you up the pooper means that God approves. And now he says he feels betrayed by people who knew him well. What are you advertising your sexuality for on fucking Facebook or YouTube or fucking Twitter or whatever? You don't see me going online and say, hey, look at me. I like beef curtains. Do you see me doing that? No. You know why? It's not a part of who I am. I mean, it's part of who I am. I mean, not really. It doesn't identify. It's not something that I self-identify. It's not part of my sense of self, okay? I don't self-identify by my sexuality, okay? Who and what I am is not centered around my sexuality. Apparently, though, you and what you are is centered around your sexuality. I don't want or need a sense of identity. I will just attach all of my identity to my sexual orientation because that's easier than becoming self-aware and self-knowledgeable and learning about who I am and to developing a personality and a character and a sense of self. God. Sometimes I think these gay people are just so lazy. God, I don't want to do the hard work to develop as a human being and have self-awareness and self-knowledge. I'll just put all my sense of identity into who I bang. Yeah, okay. Pinhead. I got to throw at least one pinhead in. So, and now he says he feels betrayed. Those people who betrayed me include the manager who let me go. Ooh, you're such a victim now, ain't you? And now you're going on social media, letting everybody know what a victim you are. Oh, yeah, he couldn't resist being a victim. He had to put it out there that he was a homosexual on social media. I couldn't resist. But you can resist all the young butt at this boy camp. I don't think so. Let me explain something to you, okay? There's a reason, or at least this should be the case, that when you have a girl camp, you don't have male camp counselors, okay? You have female ones that like men because there's a lot less risk of any inappropriate touching or other activities when all the people are women that are supervising the little girls and they all like men. So even if they are pedos, they'll want boys, not girls. You see? It's to protect yourself, all right? It's to protect you, to protect the kids. You cannot have a camp counselor for boys who is himself a man that likes and is attracted to men. That would be like having a male camp counselor overseeing a bunch of little girls who likes women. The likelihood that he's going to abuse them, that they're going to get abused, is much higher. And the same goes here. They had the same problem in the Boy Scouts when they let all the gays in to be leaders. What do they call them? I don't know what they're called, but they would lead. They're troop leaders, right? You know what happened? A whole bunch of sexual assaults and a whole bunch of pedophilia happening. Yeah, so this is a bad idea. That's number one. Number two, they're Christians. It's against their religion, you pinhead. Even though you have this weird interpretation of your fairy book called the Bible that tells you it's perfectly okay to be gay and Christian and that you can be, they don't see it that way, okay? They don't practice the cognitive dissonance you do. They practice a different kind of cognitive dissonance. But their cognitive dissonance doesn't apply to allowing gay people to be Christians. So, yeah, you had to go. You had to go! By the way, there are a lot of practical concerns as well, like I just mentioned. So, anyway, goes on to say that he had a really hard time saying it, Taylor said, the manager that fired him. I could tell he was struggling with it. He's a really good family friend with us. He basically watched me grow up to this point. Oh, boy. The non-denominational Christian organization confirmed that it was Taylor's sexuality that ended his employment opportunity. Again, you cannot have a man around young boys who is attracted to men. The likelihood that he will abuse them is much higher. That's just common sense. The firm's executive director said, I'm not saying that homos are more likely to abuse kids. What I'm saying is, you're not going to have a man who's straight overseeing young girls, oftentimes in very, very compromising situations, coming out of showers, running around half clothed. The likelihood that they're going to get abused is much higher than if you have a bunch of women overseeing them who are in no way, shape, or form attracted to other women. Do you see? Do you see, boy? No, you don't see. He wants to see, boys. I know that. But do you see, young man? I guess he doesn't, because he's the victim. Oh, I'm the victim. No. Yeah, you're a victim. My ass. No, not my ass. Stay away from my ass, okay? I know you'd like that, but no. So, yeah. The non-denominational Christian organization confirmed that it was his sexuality. The firm's executive director said that it's critical to the organization that they hire people who also live by the doctrine they preach. Yeah. When it became evident in the application process that he did not personally align with our statements of faith, in particular the one regarding sexuality, we determined we could not use him in his role. You could use him in other roles if you want, but just not that one. These are all too easy. These jokes are too easy. So our quandary, says Furs, was this. In order to be consistent to our beliefs and our mission, we felt compelled to pass on someone we truly liked in filling this counselor role. I sincerely wish this was otherwise. I know this may be confusing and contrary to others' beliefs, but which is precisely why the left wants to destroy Christianity. They're antithetical. You know, the left believes in hedonism, relativism, moral relativism. So, yeah. Postmodernism, which is about, let's get rid of everything that's traditional and replace it, and do that by introducing everything that is the exact polar opposite of that which is currently existing in the mainstream that is traditional. Yeah, that's got to go. Yeah, so instead of self-control and mommy and daddy in the house, we'll introduce hedonism and polyamory and pedophilia, normalize that. Yeah. That doesn't fit with Christian doctrine, okay? Well, if you look at all the Christian Catholic priests and such abusing young boys, but generally, it's not the majority that are doing that, okay? Under state law, an employer cannot discriminate against anyone based on sexual orientation, which is bullshit. That's socialist communist doctrine. You should be able to discriminate against anybody you want for whatever fucking reason, because it's my motherfucking business. I can do what I want with my private property, and the government can't tell me a goddamn thing as to what I can or can't do with it. Apparently, though, they can, because, mob rule and all that shit. But according to legal experts, non-profit religious organizations are technically exempt from that law. You're out of luck, sonny boy. You can't run the big daddy government to help you. Which is, of course, why the left loves gays, by the way. They make such good, useful idiots. When they don't get their way, they bitch and moan and complain and run to Big Daddy government, and they want to give Big Daddy government ever more power to force people like this FURS organization to do what the gays want them to do, right? Yeah. Gays are the perfect useful idiots. Perfect useful idiots, along with feminist morons, men and women. Oh boy, oh boy, oh boy. All right, this show's went on long enough. That's it for this episode of The Realist Philosopher. If you like my show, I consider you go to BitChute. You will find the link in the description. I'm going to be posting all of my content from this page. All of my, well, not all of my back episodes of shows. That's like 70 of them. My upload speed's too slow for that, okay? But any videos I make, any shorter content videos, and any shows I make from this point on, I'm going to post on BitChute. So you'd be wise to follow me there because there's zero censorship. I mean, if you're chopping up kids and shit, they're going to censor you and give the footage to the cops, and you're going to go to prison. I mean, they would censor that, of course, so there's not zero, but within reason, of course. As long as you're not doing something illegal, they're not going to censor you, okay? So it's a great platform. Great freaking platform, all right? So go there, follow me on BitChute. I'm going to make a Minds page. I already made a Minds page, in fact, and when I start uploading videos there, I'll also put that link in the description. But BitChute is the place to be. I don't think Minds is all that user-friendly, to be honest, but maybe that's just for content producers. Also, follow me on Twitter and Facebook, because whenever I post content, I always put a notification on those places first. And I also occasionally engage in conversations with wacky leftists on Facebook. So that's entertaining to watch. And if you would like to support my content, actually support it, the kind of help I need, please consider going to therealistphilosopher.com/donate. Tippy Stream allows you to make donations via PayPal. It seems like every time I want to say PayPal, I say Patreon. I guess because they both begin with a P. I don't know. Out of the same kind of, well, not exactly the same kind, but they're both payment processors. But anyway, Tippy Stream allows you to donate via PayPal. I do have 2 Patreon accounts. One for per-piece content, which I post 3 of a week. And one that's just a monthly subscription type. I also have a Subscribestar account. If you'd like to subscribe on a monthly basis, that's probably where you ought to go, especially if you dislike Patreon and their censorious behavior. What else? Let me take a sip of coffee here first. Nothing beats a good cup of coffee, baby. Okay, I guess that's it. Oh yeah, my email. This show originally started being a call-in show. I still would like to have callers who I can discuss certain things with. So if you'd like to discuss a certain issue you might be having in your life, get my philosophical take on it. Yes, I'm capable of being serious, despite the comedic aspects I put forth on my show of myself and my comedy. You know, the comedic way I present things. Yes, I'm capable of being serious, and yes, of applying my philosophy in a serious way. So if there's pretty much anything that you'd like to discuss and get me to philosophically break down, excuse me, cotton mouth from the coffee, send me an email at admin@therealistphilosopher.com. That's ADMIN @therealistphilosopher.com. If you're watching on DLive, I'm sorry, but I don't reply to comments during the show because my upload speed sucks. If I start opening windows up for outside websites, it can cause drop frames. I do look at comments afterwards. And if you make a small donation on DLive along with your question, I will reply to that question or comment in my next live stream. So, DLive. Yeah, follow me on DLive as well. It's a live streaming platform that once you get enough followers, over 200, you can also post standalone videos on, in addition to the live streams, which are also saved there. So go to DLive. The description is also in the address is also in the description. Oh, boy. I'm losing track of shit here. Crazy stories have worn my brain out a little bit. I don't know. I'm a little tired, I guess. So check in the description. Go to DLive. Follow me there. And if you're already on DLive, if you follow me, I'll follow you right back. So, yeah. Anyway, that's it. I hope you enjoyed. Please feel free to like and subscribe on YouTube. But if you do that, also feel free to subscribe on BitChute. Again, who knows how long I'll be on YouTube, right? They're purging anybody that is anywhere near the center. Anyone that uses logic, reason, critical thinking, and is not a lefty in their mind has got to go. So, yeah. Follow me on BitChute, everybody. And while I'm on YouTube, follow me and hit the notifications bell there. I'm the Realist Philosopher, and I wish you a good day.